Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. As you can see from the title, this video was actually quite highly requested. I mean, it wasn't requested to be put in a video, but I had friends of my age, of around my age, actually asking how do I get pregnant and how was it, what should they prepare for. So it's gonna be like a storytelling kind of video. I'm gonna try and break down what I remember. I have notes right here on my iPad, but I'm gonna be telling a story of how my pregnancy has been going, because today I am at my 30th week of pregnancy. I'm kind of nervous and it's kind of emotional because I'm no longer gonna feel her inside me, but I'm gonna be holding her soon enough. This video is kind of like a video to like share my story to everyone out there. I won't promise it's not gonna be interesting. I won't promise that it's gonna be interesting either, but I hope it's gonna help or it's gonna ease. I don't know, whatever you're gonna feeling after you watch this video, I just hope that it's gonna be beneficial. Let's start the video. Okay, first of all, I married my husband on the 3rd of November last year, 3rd November 2021. Before that, we were already in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. We have frequently talked about marriage and children. We were having lots of matured conversations. Having a child or having children wasn't in the picture at first. I stepped into marriage with the mindset that okay, we're gonna step into this marriage, so we're gonna focus on building our lives, making each other stable, and then we're gonna have kids. So that was set to happen like the first 3 to 5 years of our marriage. After some time, my husband kind of changed his mind, especially when he saw that I got my period. I think he was watching me getting ready after I took my bath. I kind of had a pad and underwear, and then he was like, "You're on your period." He kind of got sad, so he's kind of curious, when are you gonna be pregnant and stuff like that. And then we had another conversation about why is he suddenly bringing up that when am I gonna be pregnant. He said, that's okay, maybe we can try just one child. And also, just for the sake of storytelling, previously I wasn't like a healthy kind of person. I ate whatever I like. I didn't control what I take in, what I drink, what I eat. I used to smoke. So after that conversation, yeah, he's my husband, obviously I want to give him what he wants, so I stopped that habit. I changed everything. I changed what I eat, what I drink. I took in more plain water to clean my inside. I started to take more vegetables. I started to eat more fruits to prepare my body in case we got pregnant. I stopped smoking, which was a good motivation. That was January of 2022. That month we actually went to KL. Everything was jumbled in that KL trip. It was a business trip, it was work, it was a honeymoon for both of us. And then February came. My period was 4 or 5 days late. I checked. I did a urine test. It was a self-urine test. It came out negative. I was asking myself, why is my period late? I thought it was my food, or I thought we were just tired from the trip or the vacation or whatever. There was one morning, it was a Sunday, I remember. We had a relative who got married that morning. We actually went to the reception, but somehow I couldn't find myself to even get up, just sit down properly. So I kind of sat in the car. I actually fell asleep, and then when I woke up, my husband was already in the car driving home. As soon as I arrived home, I immediately went back to sleep again. I don't know why. It was my body. I was feeling off. I'm not tired, I'm not sleepy or anything, I'm just feeling off. I think it was around 2 or 3 p.m. I slept all through until the night. When it was around 10 p.m. I had very bad cramps, like around my abdomen, and my head was also kind of pounding. So I kind of got up and I'm like, I should do another urine test, so I hope for good news. So that was what I just said. I went to the washroom, put the urine on that test, and boom, double line. It was as clear as day. I got my phone with me that time. The moment I got that, I took a picture. The first person who knew was our cousin Munira. After that message, I went out of the washroom. I cried, like really cried. And then I kind of went to my mom-in-law. That was emotional. I went to my mom-in-law, I hugged her and I cried so bad. I showed her the test. She actually first thought that it was a COVID test. Everyone was happy, everyone was freaking out. At this time, my husband was out with a friend, so my husband wasn't at home. But then, maybe because the niece was too happy, she actually put in the family group chat, and then, yeah, kantoy lah there. So that was how it happened. I was actually surprised because we weren't actively trying even after that conversation, but because he already had that change of mind, so I kind of tracked my ovulation. I started counting my period seriously. I started eating clean. I started like kind of cleansing my inner body to adapt itself to like a new environment, which is the baby coming. And then because Google is a very useful tool nowadays, so you can actually go on Google on what are the ways that you can approach for you and your partner, for both of you to be pregnant. I refer to Google a lot. I listen to YouTube videos a lot, and then I kind of shared it with my husband. So we kind of, okay, you should eat this, you should stop doing this, you should start doing that. We discuss with each other, and boom, it's 30 weeks in now. The first thing I noticed immediately after I found out I was pregnant, I got ringworms. Ringworms are like they are like round, and they are very itchy. When it just starts to come out on your body, it's very itchy. You just find it very uncomfortable. And now my ringworm is like at the abdominal area, so it's very uncomfortable, especially now it's getting bigger. I feel like I'm scratching my skin. So I have this one cream. I have this cream. This cream was given to me at the hospital. I have to put this on the ringworm every day after I take my bath. So this is the cream that the hospital gave me. I think you can only find this in hospitals, not pharmacies, not clinics, only hospitals. That was the first physical change. Technically in the first trimester, I didn't really have so much changes. It was only in the second trimester that most of my body parts are changing. The moment I found out I was pregnant, my husband and I, we went out to shop for bigger and baggier clothes. That was my first preparation. And then we also went to get like maternity bras. Maternity bras are bras that you can open in the middle. There's a button in the middle for you to open for breastfeeding. In the second trimester was when I realized my first change was my breasts were getting more sore. They were getting heavier, if I can describe it like that. I think it's because the milk is starting to produce in the second trimester, so it will become sore. Originally, I didn't have big ones, they were small, so I wasn't used to carrying heavy stuff on my body. It actually got very uncomfortable at the first stages of it becoming large. That was the first change. The second change was I noticed my hips were getting wider and bigger also, probably because that's the abdominal area. The baby is there, so it's expanding. And then I also noticed that my temperature at night, my basal body temperature, I couldn't sleep comfortably at night because it was so hot. Where we stay, it's near a river, so I shouldn't feel warm at night, but unfortunately that's what I felt. There were some nights that I have to sleep with very short clothes on because it was that hot. And then I started to notice that I have this certain smell. I don't know if pregnant mothers, you're watching this, if you have this kind of smell, it's very undistinguished kind of smell. It's not body odor. It's not the smell that you smell when someone doesn't wear deodorant. It's not that smell. It only becomes stronger when you are about to pee. So I'm guessing the smell is from down there. I didn't ask anyone about the smell because I was too insecure about it. I kind of googled about it. I can't really find an answer, but I still have it now, but it's not as worse as when it first happened. It was very awkward for me to get near people. Yep, that's about smell. Talking about pregnancy, you must think about morning sickness, you have cravings. I am so thankful up to now that I do not have crazy cravings. That's crazy, I know. That's kind of just unbelievable. Like, I'm already preparing myself for crazy cravings like that, because previously when I wasn't pregnant, during my periods I always have crazy cravings. I would suddenly want to eat this and that, but I'm surprised that during pregnancy I didn't get them. So that was crazy thing number one. Crazy thing number two is I do not have morning sickness up until now. I'm very, very grateful, because I understand how painful vomiting can be. I'm sorry if this comes out very sensitive. I heard that morning sickness could go, but it will take some time, especially if you're first time mom. I'm not gonna say enjoy the moment. It's not an enjoyable moment at all. So be strong there, mamas. As for my appetite was normal. There were days that I would feel hungrier, but I don't find the need to like wake up at 2 a.m. just to eat. Up until now, I would only wake up in the night 2 or 3 a.m. just to go pee, because she's already kicking at the parts that would make me pee. Or I might just wake up just because she's kicking actively, and sometimes it's as if she's like at the skin pushing out, so it gets very uncomfortable over there. Okay, talking about emotions, even before pregnancy I can be classified as someone who's very sensitive. So being sensitive even before pregnancy, that has actually taken a toll on myself for so many times. Stepping into pregnancy, I noticed that I get sensitive, but maybe because the years of practice, so I kind of keep it all to myself. Sometimes I just cry it out and bring myself to sleep, so that's all. And then I started getting anxiety. There was one night last week that I got a very bad anxiety attack. I had pain in my chest. Previously, like before last week, I did experience occasional chest pains, but it wasn't as painful as that night. I couldn't breathe properly. My breath was like up until here. It doesn't go like down into my lungs or something. I can actually feel my lungs like contracting, as if it's not taking enough air to inflate. I cried so bad, like I cried really bad, and that was my first experience of anxiety attack. It was scary. I couldn't imagine if my family wasn't here. Maybe could have been dead. I hope after pregnancy I don't have to feel like this again. I hated anxiety. I mean, up until now I still feel the pain in my chest. Can you believe it? I find myself having difficulty to breathe from time to time, maybe because this is like the aftermath of what happened that night. I just hope all you pregnant mothers out there, if you have problems, pray about it, talk about it with someone you can trust, because you're pregnant. You don't want anything bad happen to your baby because you're crying and because you're thinking too much. And then as much as you see me on social media, maybe I try to avoid social media sometimes, because there are some things on social media that you don't look at them in the wrong way, but somehow it affects how you see things and how you see you. I'm trying to avoid social media at all costs by filling it with routines. Like, I have laundry to do, I have the room to clean, I have stuff to organize. If you see, I love organizing. So that is actually how I treat my anxiety as well. That's all for emotions and feelings. So far, that's all I have for this video today. If there is anything that I left out, you can write it in comments down below. Happy 30 weeks to me. I might have another 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks, depending on when the baby is ready to come out. So I hope for your best prayers. Pray for me, pray for my husband, pray for my baby, so that we're all well and good. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm more excited to hold her in my arms, to watch her grow. Please have us in your prayers. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you if you've watched this far into the video. Like this video if you did. Share this video to your friends, or just people you know who are maybe trying to get pregnant, or your friends who are currently pregnant, or who has like the same experience as I'm going through. Comment down below what else you want me to do, and definitely subscribe. So see you in my next video. Bye!